In this video, let's try to guess how Beyond the Spider-Verse might start. We know that in Into the Spider-Verse, the movie began with the Peter from Miles universe introducing himself and explaining some background. Then, in Across the Spider-Verse, the movie started differently. It opened with Gwen giving us a glimpse of what's gonna happen in the film. So the story began with her, not with Miles or anyone else. Now, looking ahead, let's try to imagine how the next movie might begin. Which character will start the story this time? To try to figure that out, the first thing we need to understand is who the important characters in Beyond the Spider-Verse are likely to be. At this point, we don't have a lot of information about this new film. The only official detail we have is the release date. But even without much info, it's pretty clear that a few characters will play key roles: Miles, Gwen, and the other version of Miles who is called Prowler.
I'm Miles Morales. But you can call me the Prowler.
Gwen is important because based on what we know from the last movie, she has to redeem herself to Miles. That part of the story is gonna be really big and important for the overall plot.
Where do you think you're going, young lady?
I'm going to find him. I don't know where exactly, but I know where to start. One thing I learned from Miles: it's all possible.
And then, of course, Miles himself is the main character, the protagonist of the story, so it's obvious he's going to be one of the most important people in the film. The other Miles version, Prowler, is going to play a significant role too. That's because the movie will explore their dynamic or relationship together. I don't think he will be a villain in this story. I'm pretty sure he's gonna be on Miles' side.
Your father, you said he's still alive.
Yeah.
With all this in mind, there's a chance the new movie might start with Gwen again. But in my opinion, that's unlikely. Since Across the Spider-Verse focused so much on her, it opened with her character and closed with her as well, it wouldn't make as much sense for Beyond the Spider-Verse to start with her one more time. We already got a lot of focus on Gwen in the last film. So while it's possible the story might open with her again, I think it's more likely they will start with a different character this time around. The second way, which to me seems like the most likely option, is that the movie might start with Miles. It could begin with him narrating what happened to him and how he felt about everything, the betrayal, the challenges, and all the emotions he went through, leading up to the current moment we see him in now. So far, none of the Spider-Verse movies have actually started with Miles talking or narrating the story directly, which makes this idea pretty interesting and fresh. Because of that, it would make a lot of sense if Beyond the Spider-Verse opens with Miles himself telling the story from his point of view. Another way that the movie might start is by focusing on Prowler Miles. This would be a different angle where maybe Prowler Miles talks about his own story, how he became the Prowler, what kind of person he is, and what's going on inside his head. This would give us a glimpse into his character and background, which could be pretty cool because we don't know much about that yet. This option also makes a lot of sense, and I can definitely picture the movie opening this way. There's also a third idea I've been thinking about a lot, which involves using a flashback to show the moment when Gwen joined the Spider Society. The movie skipped this whole part completely, so we don't really know what Gwen's time in the Spider Society was like. We also don't know how she felt about the fact that Miles was an anomaly, and how hard it must have been for her to be forbidden from seeing him. We don't have any information about how Gwen met Spider-Punk or Spider-Man India, or what their interactions were like, or what her relationship was like with her mentor Jessica Drew. We also don't know how she dealt with not being able to see the person who means everything to her. It would be amazing if the movie gave us at least a few minutes of this flashback, because it would really help us understand Gwen's struggles and emotions before the moment when she went to visit Miles, which we saw in the film. This could add a deeper layer to her character and make her story even more meaningful. So in summary, maybe one of these introductions I've mentioned, either Miles narrating, Prowler Miles telling his story, an intro with Gwen again, or a flashback about her joining the Spider Society could happen in the movie. Or maybe none of these ideas will actually be used, and the filmmakers will come up with something completely different that we haven't thought of yet. We just don't know for sure. But either way, it definitely makes sense that if the movie does choose one of these options, it could really fit well with the story and help set up the movie in a strong way.